What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Unbearable Podcast. Today, I'm a post-game review to Week 8 Bears Commanders, and this is something that I do. I have my post-game reaction where I just give my immediate thoughts. It's not really thought out. It's kind of just what I'm thinking in that moment. It's not really stats. It's not really smart. It's just I'm gonna say whatever I'm thinking in the moment. Then, go to bed, wake up, think about it. And we have this, my post-game review. So I'm going to go over the stats, go quarter by quarter, and then just give you my thoughts on the game. And yeah, Bears lose 18-15, drops us to 4-3, last in the division. Game we could have won easily, but we didn't. Let's head to the stats. So Caleb Williams, not a very good day for him. 10 for 24, 131. I don't think it's all on him. I think that the offensive line was absolutely atrocious today. Went back. We looked like we did in weeks 1 and 2. That's what this team looked like, and it's just something we can't ever go back to. It just looked bad. We didn't block anybody. The play calls were awful, and we just can't go back to that ever again. We need to move forward. We can't take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. One step back. Especially after a bye week. It's ridiculous. We can't have freaking illegal formation and false start penalties after a bye week. That's just unacceptable and just can't happen. But, Caleb Williams, he should have played better. I don't think it's fair to say, Caleb Williams is ass after this game, after he just had 2 amazing games back-to-back, but nobody wants to talk about it, and they just say, you played bad teams. Well, at least he's capitalizing on the bad teams. But Jaguars, obviously not as bad as people thought. Packers almost lost to him, but I guess that's neither here nor there. I still think he's a good quarterback. I think people are overreacting, saying we picked the wrong guy, but hey, I guess we'll see. But I think that's a conversation we'll have, especially at the end of the year. But if 2-3 years down the line, we'll see how they stack up. Then DeAndre Swift had an amazing game. 129 yards on 18 carries, 7.17 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. DeAndre Swift continues to play amazing. He had the first 2 weeks where it was kind of just what is he doing? And then he woke up, and he's played amazing ever since then. Caleb Williams had 41 yards rushing on 10 carries, 4.1 yards per carry. Kind of like I said, he was running for his life the entire game, so, he had to scramble. We gave Rome Odunze some design runs and DJ Moore. Those did not really work. The one to DJ Moore, he had one good one, but the other one where he ran to the outside, it got stopped at the line of scrimmage. So, it is what it is. And Rome Odunze did not have a bad game. He had a pretty good game. Yeah, and then Rashawn Johnson, I will get to that play when we go over it in the quarters. But, dude, if you're 3rd and goal, why are you not giving the ball to your running back? Well, let's give it to our offensive lineman, bro. You are not, bro. That's obviously not where we're at, and we saw what happened when we try and be cute like that. I digress. Rome Odunze, 41 yards on 3 receptions. Keenan Allen, 39 yards on 2 receptions. DJ Moore, 27 yards on 2 receptions. Cole Kmet, 14 yards on 1 reception, and only 1 target. Ridiculous. He just had an amazing game with 2 touchdowns against the Jaguars. So our idea was, let's just not give him the ball next game. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know what Shane Waldron's thinking. Cole Kmet has an amazing game, has a breakout game, and then we decide, let's just not give him the ball anymore. That's really smart, Shane. Really smart. But defensively, we had 2 sacks. Yeah. We were able to get pressure back there, and we should have taken advantage. Not saying take advantage of the fact that he had an injury, but yes, take advantage of the fact that he had an injury. He was not playing at 100%. We should have shut him down running-wise and forced him to be a pocket passer, which, he's not bad at being a pocket passer, but half of his game is running. Or, a big part of his game is running the football. So, the fact that we didn't even have a QB spy out there is ridiculous, especially with with Matt Eberflus as our head coach, a defensive-minded head coach. There's no reason why there shouldn't be a QB spy at least. We got a couple TFLs from Jacob Martin, Byron Coart, Austin Booker, two for Montez Sweat, and one for TJ Edwards. And the sacks were Montez Sweat, TJ Edwards. Now looking at the Commanders stats, sorry if I'm a little bit not high energy. I'm really upset about this game. We should have won. It sucks, and I think we could have played a lot better. But hey, we move. Jaden Daniels, 21 receptions for 21 completions on 38 attempts, 326 yards, and 1 Hail Mary touchdown. It's without the Hail Mary, without that last drive where we didn't play any defense, it's more like 200-something yards, but, the point still stands. We low-key got torched. But on the other side of that, we got a bend but don't break defense. Our defense was put in a lot of unfavorable positions with our offense, field position-wise, and I think our defense really stepped up to the challenge and stopped them when we need to. On everything except for that Zach Ertz called incompletion, I think our defense played amazing, and we really didn't get bailed out except for that one. But I'll call a spade a spade. We got bailed out on that, but it is what it is. If we're gonna go by that, then the holding should have been called. There's so many little things that should have been called, but I agree that should have been called a touchdown, especially after the review. But it wasn't, so you guys still won. It is what it is. Rushing wise, we got torched. Brian Robinson had 65 yards on 16 carries. Jaden Daniels had 52 yards on 8 carries, and Austin Ekeler had 52 yards on 7 carries. We got torched defensively. We need to step it up. And our secondary, which is usually a very good secondary, without Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon, we saw that we really need them. We need our complete secondary unit, and I think if we have our complete secondary unit, we win this game. If I'm just being completely honest, I think obviously it's if we were healthy, but it's what the Seahawks have been doing. But that's not an excuse. We still should have won this game, but I think obviously if those two players are healthy, it's a different game. Terry McLaurin, 125 yards on 5 receptions. Zach Ertz, 77 yards on 7 receptions, which, let me just say, how can Zach Ertz get that many touches and Cole Kmet only gets the ball passed to him once? Absolutely ridiculous. It's just, I just need to put that out there. Noah Brown, game-winning touchdown, 73 yards. Noah Bates, 20 yards. Brian Robinson, 11. Luke McCaffrey, 8. Diami Brown, 6. And Austin Ekeler, 6. Defensive-wise, they only got 2 sacks and 4 TFLs, but I think what you really do need to look at is the times he was pressured, because he was running for his life half the game. If Caleb Williams isn't that mobile and isn't just an athlete, then he gets sacked at least 5 times. But he's an athlete, so he was able to get out of it. One thing I haven't talked about, our punter. Our punter is so good, dude. Torrey Taylor is amazing. We have a amazing punter. And, it sucks that we have to see him so much, but at least we have a good punter. So, let's go quarter by quarter and talk about this game. So, first quarter, we did absolutely awful. We did nothing. First drive of the game, we had an incomplete pass, a 1-yard rush, a 5-yard penalty, and then an incomplete pass, and we punted the ball. And because of our field position, we gave them the ball. This wasn't even a field position issue. We'll get to the field position where we just completely fucked our defense. What's it called? The Commanders, their first drive, they were rolling. I don't really know what else to say. It is the first drive, but we couldn't stop them until they were in the red zone. So, and that's also because the defense was on the field the whole time, the whole entire game the defense was on the field. But, I mean, we stopped them. We only gave them a field goal, so that's what you like to see. Then we punt the ball right back to them, and they get a field goal. That was just a good drive by them. They started on their own 9-yard line, and they got a field goal. And like I said, we couldn't stop them until they were in field goal range. We punted the ball again. They punted the ball back to us. Turnover on downs. All right, my first thing I wanted to talk about. Shane Waldron, what is that play called? For those of you who don't know about this turnover on downs, we ran a wide receiver screen with no blockers. No blockers at all. We literally just gave the ball to DJ Moore and let him get tackled by a freaking corner and a freaking middle line or a linebacker. Why do you not have any blockers? If you literally, just literally put Cole Kmet right there and have him go block the corner, he catches the ball, maybe he has a chance at a first down. But if you're not going to send any blockers, just run the ball up the middle. That's ridiculous. Why would you run a screen with no blockers? It's just not going to work. Like it didn't work. And if you're going to do that, why not just run it up the middle? Why not just run it up the middle? If you're going to try a screen pass with no blockers, which is never going to work, just run the ball up the middle. Stack the box and run the ball up the middle. You need 1 yard. Just stack the box, run the ball up the middle with DeAndre Swift or Rashawn Johnson, our power back, and maybe we get a first down. But no, we want to run a wide receiver screen with no blockers. So that's what happens. Because of that, they started on our 40. They got what's it called? They got a touchdown. Was this the one where, this is the pass to Zach Ertz where it should have been a touchdown. I'll just be completely blunt. It should have been a touchdown, but it's not. That's why he played to the whistle. Good job by Stevenson, which we'll get to him. Good job by Stevenson playing to the whistle, and that's why you play to the whistle. If he didn't play to the whistle, it would have been a touchdown, but it wasn't. Probably should have been called a touchdown, but you got to give him doubt. So, okay. Then we actually have a pretty good drive. Caleb Williams gets sacked out of field goal position, which, I'm not the most upset at Caleb Williams getting sacked out of field goal position there. Obviously, we want him to be able to, just take the sack there and not go back 20 yards, but it is what it is. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to do something as his pocket collapses around him every single play. So, he tried. He broke a tackle, but he had 5 guys on him or 4 guys on him. So, what are you going to do? That wasn't the reason we lost. We probably should have won this game. But when I say, we could have scored 30, we could have. It was this field goal, the 2 touchdowns we had, the fumble on the goal line, and then if we take advantage of one of the times that we had excellent field goal position where we punted the ball back to them, we could have scored 30. And everyone was saying, oh, the Commanders are a good team, you're not going to score 30. We need to take advantage of the opportunities that the Commanders gave us. They gave us so many opportunities to win this game, and we just didn't take it. That's just being honest. We need good teams take advantage of teams giving them opportunities, and we just didn't. We didn't. The Commanders did not play good today. The offense was good, but they couldn't finish in the red zone. Besides that one with Zach Ertz, where it probably should have been a touchdown, but they still couldn't finish in the red zone the entire game, and we needed to take advantage of that, and we didn't, which is why we lost. Then third quarter, they get the ball, defense stops them like they did the whole game. Then we get the ball, we run 4 plays, 40 total seconds in 3 yards, and punt the ball back to them. Absolutely ridiculous. Coming out of halftime, you need a long, sustaining drive, and we needed to score there. Being honest, we needed to score there, but we throw 3 incomplete passes. Or no, we have a run and 2 incomplete passes, which, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Maybe call better plays. I don't know. Then they get a field goal because they started on, that was also the, what's it called? That was also the drive where we had it on our own 4, and it was almost a safety, but Caleb Williams got the ball out. Then they start on our 41-yard line, so of course they got a field goal. Surprised our defense didn't let up a touchdown there, but they didn't. So, hey, that's like I said, our defense was bend but don't break. Yes, they got the stats. Yes, they got all that, but they scored 1 touchdown on a Hail Mary, and that was it. We locked them down in the red zone, and that's all you can ask for from your defense. Then both teams punted. We got a touchdown from DeAndre Swift, which just an amazing play by DeAndre Swift. It's almost like when you give your players the ball in space with blockers, they're going to make plays, but I don't know. Who am I? Then probably the worst field goal I've ever seen get taken, which is not going to get talked about because of the way the game ended and all the other crazy stuff that happened during this game. But a horrible field goal kick, but I'm kind of glad. I mean, not kind of. I am glad because it gave us a better chance to win. Then both teams punt, and we have an amazing drive. We march down the field. We get it to 3rd and goal, and I mean, dog. Like, what are we doing on that? Like, what are we doing? It's just like, why? What is going through your head to give the ball to an offensive lineman on 3rd and goal when we are losing? We are losing the game. This is to get us the lead. And the handoff was absolutely atrocious. It looks like we haven't practiced that all week. It looks like we haven't practiced that ever. Ever. So why are we running it? Give the ball to Rashawn Johnson and then maybe run that on 4th and goal, because either way, if we don't get a touchdown, we're not going to score. So give the ball to Rashawn Johnson, and then we could talk about doing that on the last play on 4th and goal. But you give the ball to Rashawn Johnson, our power back. You have him, you have the offensive lineman block as the fullback, and then have Rashawn Johnson run the ball in. And that is the stupidest play call I've ever seen. And I've seen some stupid play calls from Shane Waldron. That was ridiculous. Then we stop them. We get the ball back, drive down the field, score a touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, I think this drive got, an 11-yard penalty, pass interference. That was pass interference. He grabbed him. Can't do that. I thought the game was over, dude. I was about to get mad. But then we score a touchdown. We get the 2-point conversion. It's almost like when we give the ball to Cole Kmet, he can make things happen. But, hey, it is what it is. And then, last drive of the game, they get a Hail Mary, which the Hail Mary wasn't the only bad part of that drive. The play before the Hail Mary, why are we not playing defense? We literally have everyone back there on the Hail Mary. If you weren't, bro, that was off of a timeout too. Have them play defense, and if they catch the ball, tackle them inbounds. That's the end of the game. Why are we not trying to play defense? They cannot throw a Hail Mary from their own 20-yard line. And even if they do, hey, that's good for them. That's good for them. We don't give them extra yards to throw a Hail Mary, dude. We protect the sideline. We play defense, and that's the end of the game. The Hail Mary should have never happened. The Hail Mary should have never happened in the first place. That shit pissed me off, dude. Why are we giving them extra free yards to do their Hail Mary? And then the Hail Mary, why don't we have anyone in the back of the freaking circle to defend the ball? That's literally Hail Mary defense 101. Have someone in the back standing there so if the ball gets tipped up, you can bat it to the ground. What are we doing? We have a defensive-minded head coach and ended the game with 3 timeouts. You want to know what you should do? Call a timeout before the last play. Get everything together. Make sure everyone knows what they're doing. Give them a breather. Give them a pep talk. Do something. But no, we want to end the game with 3 timeouts in the second half. For what? For what? For what? Final thoughts. We should have won this game. There's no reason why we should have ended the game with 3 timeouts. It was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I think this is most of the blame is I'm putting on coaches. I'm putting on the coaches because there's no reason why the play before the Hail Mary and the Hail Mary, there's no reason why those should happen. Good teams win this game. Obviously, we're not there right now. Commanders played well, but I still think that they played bad. I think we could have won this game, but we didn't. We can bounce back. We have 2 winnable games, and then we go into divisional play, and we just need to get better. We need to take steps forward and not take steps backward, especially after a bye week. And yeah, just be the teams that we saw through weeks 4 through 6. Be that team, and we will win these next 2 games, and then we could talk about divisional play. Very disappointing game. It's gonna take a while to get over it, but hopefully you guys have a good Monday, and I'll see you guys later. Till next time, don't forget to bear down.